Alright, before the video starts, I'll quickly run down what you can expect in this review. 1. I will talk about the plot or the story of the episode. 2. I will talk about the good things. 3. I will talk about the bad things. And 4. I will give it a score out of 10. Also, spoilers. With that being said, let's get right into the review. Okay, this episode answered a lot of questions from the season, but it also opened up a whole batch of new ones. But first, the summary. The episode begins with the ninja regrouping at the entrance of the Vermilion Swamp to formulate an official plan of attack. This plan involves stealth, which is something I'm very happy about, but also involves splitting up, which I'm not too keen on. And of course, that means we have 4 stories to follow and keep up with. Zane's mission is to track and locate Cyrus Borg, which actually turns out to be difficult because he doesn't have Pixel and Borg is hard to keep track of. Lloyd is responsible for finding Sensei Wu and getting him out of there, which also proves to be a tough little challenge. The Vermilion generals have him sealed away in a holding cell, and they're actually quite challenging for Lloyd for whatever reason. Anyway, Jay and Cole are also on a rescue mission, but theirs involves rescuing the kidnapped citizens. They infiltrate the factory using stealth tactics and eventually meet up with Karloff of all people. Together, the 3 devise a plan to build an escape route for the citizens. But let's be real, there's only one major event in this episode. Kai and Nia are supposed to be contributing to the overall mission, but of course Kai gets sidetracked. He manages to find and locate the blacksmith shop on the map and bust through the door. And this is where the feels come in. Kai comes face to face with his long-lost father, but of course he's filled with rage because of his parents' infamous betrayal. He takes the blade and attacks his father, longing for justice. The battle goes on for a long time, and it's really brutal to watch. Eventually, Nia stops Kai from doing any more damage, and their mother appears as well to smooth things out. Their parents explain the story of how they were in fact not traitors, but were forced to work for the Time Twins. If they refused, Crux would have killed Kai and Nia, which is actually really dark. Eventually, the 3rd Time Blade makes an appearance, and the Time Twins learn that Wu hid the 4th one away, and only the powers of fire and water can reach it. Because of the abilities of Kai and Nia, Crux proposes a plan. First things first, the good. There are a lot of good things happening in this episode. First and foremost, we finally learn the true fate of Kai and Nia's parents. After multiple seasons and years of us assuming they were dead, we learn that they are actually alive and well. I got goosebumps when Kai busted through the door of the blacksmith shop only to discover his seemingly dead father. And the battle where they faced off against each other soon after was one I'll never forget. Kai actually tried to avenge the other elemental masters by fighting his own father. You don't need to be a genius to understand the emotions that Kai was going through, because the writers did such a good job portraying this. In other news, Karloff is back, which is something I was not expecting, but he actually contributes, unlike Skylar from the previous episode. As for the bad, I didn't really care for the side stories involving Lloyd or Zane because neither of those stories really go anywhere. I can tell that the writers wrote around these 2 characters and just gave them something to do because they really didn't fit in anywhere else. In the end though, I really enjoyed this episode. Yeah, the side stories are really dumb and pointless, but the bad certainly does not outweigh the good. And for all of these reasons, I'm giving this episode an 8.5 out of 10. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a comment stating what you thought of this episode, and while you're down there, feel free to leave a like and hit subscribe. Remember, the comment section is yours for any discussions you want to have, or if you just had a general comment, that's fine too. Also, don't forget to leave your video suggestions down below as well for a chance to have your idea featured as an actual video sometime later on. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is TannerFishies, and with that, I bid you farewell.